One of the most common problems involving functions is to find out, given a function f of x, find out when the value of the function equals some desired number. For example, in the population decline lesson that we saw, we can ask you, at what time does the population fall down to 80 million? Meaning, how many years will it take for the population to decline down to 80 million? So this is an important class of problems that we need to look at. So let's start off with an example. Let's say I give you a function which looks like x over 2x plus 3. And I ask you, for what value of x is this function going to equal 1 over 4? So how do you go about it? You say, okay, fine. Left hand side equals right hand side. So the function has to equal 1/4. So now you resort to a trick that you have probably learned, known as cross multiplication. And you arrive at the next step. The next step is going to be 4x equals 2x plus 3. That implies 2x equals 3, or x equals 3 over 2. So that's the value for which this particular function that we wrote down will hit a value of 1/4. Now, an extremely important category of functions is the linear function, but next up from the linear function is the quadratic function. Let's denote it by Q. Quadratic function, an example would be something involving x squared minus x minus 1. Where does that quadratic function, for what value of x does this equal 0? So we are going to spend a lot of time solving what is known as a quadratic equation. We are also going to look at how to turn word problems into equations and solve them and find answers. So a lot of exciting things coming up in our next lessons.